Hey, 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 happy Monday to everyone. It is Ryan, Feathers Lily Pigeon Auctions, and Pioneer One Loft Race of Southern Ontario, which, well, it's still there in spirit, but is it really there? We don't really know. Anyways, it don't matter. We're here with you, so make sure you guys let me know if you are on the line. So I know Michael Peebler says hello, hello, hello. Ricky's coming in now. He's on the zero FUCKEDs tonight, but he is going to be coming in. The show works best when you participate. Last week we had an issue with our machine, so this week we got it straightened up. I'm going to make myself a beverage before we start talking about pigeons, pigeon racing, pigeon training, pigeons, and more pigeons, as Gert Pollen always says, or Mark Pollen. Pigeons. Rest his soul. He passed away, Mark Pollen, a super great long distance flyer out of Belgium. Won literally almost everything in the extreme long distance races. Real good pigeons. A lot of people had great success with his pigeons, but hey, it's Monday night. We're gonna see how this goes. We only got Michael Peebler on. We're starting back at the bottom, and I don't mean that to you, Peeves. Mosquitoes are bad tonight, but Jeffrey McCann. Hey, Jeff, if you want to come on our Pigeon Boss tour, I have a spot open. If you are interested in coming in the Pigeon Boss tour, let me know. First week of November, we got a group of a couple Australian gentlemen that were called us and wanted to do the tour. My man Milton from Hawaii says, hey. For you guys wondering about the imported birds, I know we don't have a lot of people on, but we're working on getting them out. Hopefully, we can get them out for next week. You are going to be, if you are an American, you're going to be getting an invoice for your shipping to ship them to you. So make sure you're ready for that. If you're not ready, you're going to be SHIT out of luck. We don't want that to happen to you. Don't call me now. We're on the show. But aloha to you. Is that aloha? Am I saying it right? I don't know.
Hey,
Ricky,
Ryan.
Ricky,
Hey,
grab yourself a beer before you sit down.
Thanks, Ryan. Oh, I'm sorry I'm a little late. I just got back from training. I was up the 100-mile mark with my first round youngster.
Well, he shows at the seventh round. Shows at the seventh round.
No. Don't insult me. My first round.
Oh.
And,
You know what? I'll actually say.
there's the beer up here.
Oh, there's beer up there and there's beer on the fridge. Either or. No, here in this fridge, in the door.
Oh,
I was gonna say, if you have your first round now at 100 miles, first round. And it depends when your first round was hatched. But if your first round was hatched in the first middle part of November, hatched like November 25th, let's say December 1st, and you're at 100 miles now, they're already asleep.
oh, December. No. My pigeons. I put them together. It was the 10th of March. My first round. My second round. I don't have my second round out that far.
Oh,
My second round, I only got him up to
good luck.
35 miles.
Do you want me to do that for you?
My
Here,
second.
just pass it to me. I'll just do it in a second. Just want you do it always at the heel of the knife, right here.
We always used to use our
Heel of the knife, the heel. Give it.
No, I know you can do it, but anyways, my second round.
No, you're not gonna be able to open that because that's closed. Don't knock
I got my second round right now. I got him at 30 miles.
the.
And I'm so happy.
No.
They're just doing real great. And I started out with 38 first rounders. I'm right down.
Wait.
I'm down now to.
I'm
down to 30. No. I'm down to 28.
Here's a question, and this is a great question. Regardless of how many birds you breed 100 youngsters, and you're going to start training them.
I don't like. My theory is.
Can I just talk for a moment, or do you want to interrupt?
Go ahead. You ask me the questions after.
People say when they start to train their pigeons, That doesn't mean they know what they're doing, but they're training them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But people say, I took out 100 youngsters or 80 youngsters or 50 youngsters. I went from 50 and I'm down to 22. Okay? Congratulations. That's a perfect Belgian pour.
Perfect. Look at that, Mike.
They're down to 22. Down to 22.
Probably that darn girlfriend. Hello.
See,
Yeah.
I love people who call for free pigeons. This is the best too. When you get somebody like this a call for a free pigeon, I don't know. New haircut. No, 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 no. No new haircut. How? What? My hair's the same. Just longer. My hair's just longer. It's okay. Don't worry about my hair. We can't cut it until we win a national. Eh? Is that what they're gonna say? But nice to hear from you, Chris. Good evening, Brian. But people ask, and or people don't ask. You hear people say, "I started training 50 youngsters. I lost them down to 22, or down to 20, or down to 15, and they're all depressed." But why are you depressed? Everybody thinks all these pigeons you raise, they're going to be real good. Okay, and it's a great thing that you think this, but it's not the reality of pigeon sport. You are going to breed a whole lot of not real good pigeons. Not real good ones. You're going to breed the ones that don't come home. You're going to breed the ones that come home. You're going to breed the ones that follow the group and come home. And then you're going to breed the ones that just blend in. And I've seen it. You can be training pigeons all in a group and they all coming great. Everybody's coming good. And that's congratulations. Well, just start to break the groups down. Break them right down, and you'll slowly start to see different pigeons, and you'll create more leading pigeons. When you train pigeons and you lose a big group, you lose a group, or whatever. It's not they're not thinking. They're just flying. You missed me the last 3 weeks. Well, I'm on here now. I don't mean to go anywhere. Sometimes I gotta reboot and figure out what my plan here, why I'm on this dirt. So I'm sorry I haven't been on. It's not that I haven't wanted to be, haven't wanted. Is that right? Haven't wanted to be on. I have, but not running a one law race or not being in Europe. It's hard for me to come on and put content on because what do you want me to talk about, right? If you guys just want me to come on and just talk about random things and drinks and talk a bit of pigeons here and there, we can do that a couple times a week. You guys let me know if you really want that. Again, the other thing I find is when I do talk, I seem to offend people because people can't take the truth. And the truth is that the truth is the thing that hurts the most. And I was still got a damn good head.
Really nice.
I was saying, Ricky, that when you train birds and you go from 50 to 22 and you have that bad toss that day,
Yeah.
you're really not losing anything. It's hurting you mentally and in your big army, but there's no such thing as this big army. Do you ever notice in pigeon racing, it's always a couple birds? A couple birds will hold you through a season.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
there's
actually.
no army.
My first round was 38 youngsters. Now I'm down to 28, and I'll tell you the truth. I'm happy. At 38, it's a little too much for me. I had uh, such a good hatch, and everything worked out real good. Wow.
But that's not what we're talking about.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, when you lose pigeons, if you feel that you did everything right and you happen to lose them, well, you happen to lose them. Like,
And I'll, we're gonna fucking get it tonight.
So we're gonna get it tonight.
We're gonna get it. No, but what?
I don't like to. I don't like to train the pigeons. I like to loft fly them first before I even think of training, and I like to get them out, especially in this area here. Like I say, there's not a lot of traffic around, pigeon traffic, meaning birds moving along through the airspace. And if your pigeons are get hooked up with other people's birds, it's like you can be in big trouble. So
No,
I like to train.
no.
And I notice that most of the traffic around here, the people training, they're up there at 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. They like to get them up early, and then they end up hooking up with birds going to who knows where. Who knows where, and they hook up.
Okay.
And poor birds, they make a little
So let me
mistake,
ask you a question.
and your birds aren't ready for that.
Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Pigeons loft fly here in our area. They don't really mingle with other guys' birds. They could a little bit, but not a lot. In Belgium, it's completely the reverse. It's all mingling, all the time,
Yeah.
anytime.
Yes.
Now, my thought is for a guy that doesn't have his birds don't mingle, or they're not mingling, like what we would have here. I would prefer to start my training. This is my thought, is to take them out towards the middle of the day, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I train them on their own, work on their own, work when I know nobody else is working. Let them start to self educate without a complete drop of the hammer. Work them into small groups, work, 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 work. And then I slowly don't worry anymore at that point if they mingle. Because I find by this point, when you get 50 tosses in and you train them in all different size groups from a distance of 10 miles, let's say out to 100 miles, all in different groups, blah, 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 blah. By the time they get to that 50th toss, you can pretty much not shake them anymore. They got their street smarts down.
Yeah.
I find a lot of guys, when they start training, they had them loft line, and within about three, the training them always first thing in the morning. Saturday morning, oh, this Saturday is going to be our first toss. We take them 10 miles down the road, or 5 miles down the road, and they end up hooking up with other birds. Because no matter what you do, the first time you put them in a basket, second time and third time, you put them in fourth time, fifth time, sixth time in the basket, they always want to play.
That's why I always loft fly my youngsters before I go training. I have them out 6:30 in the morning,
How's it going, Rob?
and they do their loft fly for a half an hour to an hour. They come in, they get a little drink of water, I let them rest, and then I load them up. So now I'm at toss 63 with my first rounders.
I don't think.
And
I think that loft line's real good. I think if they had 10 points, you're gonna blow off 5 of the points of those pigeons. They still got 5 points of full horsepower.
What I like to do is get some of that. When they're at nighttime, they're sleeping, and they build up energy. And if you put them in a basket, even if you put them in a basket at 11 o'clock, you got a lot of energy build up in them. And I like to take a little bit of that energy away from them. That they got in the nighttime.
I'm great with loft lining them in the morning. I think it's perfect. I think if you loft line them in the morning and you basket them and you let them sit and you can get them out around lunchtime, 1, 2 o'clock, and have them sitting in the heat.
That's right.
You take more starch out. You take away from this area here. We're going to use our area. You take away guys playing them. because everybody and their brother plays early in the morning because they all have this notion that pigeons need to play in cool temperatures. But this is the biggest crock of shit there ever was.
Excuse me, Ryan. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. So, yeah, and I always like to take my youngsters and basket train them long before before they're ready to even start training. I basket train them. I put a basket in a section. I leave it open. I let them jump in the basket, in and out of the basket. I even put feed. I feed them in the basket. So you got to go in the basket to eat. So they become aware of that basket. It's a shock when you just say, well, oh, we're ready to go, and just drop your pigeons in the basket. Say, come on, let's go. It's a shock.
And what a lot of people don't realize is, can I just,
I went to school. I'm finished. I went to school up to grade 3. I used to cry when my mom would drop me off at the thing because I was just not ready for that. So you gotta just think about it.
you're almost painful tonight.
They
You're feeling
they have
painful.
a mind. Okay,
You're feeling
they
painful.
have a mind, and I'll even put them in the back of my pickup truck, and I'll just drive them. I go to Stouffville, it's 6 miles over there. I'll take them for a ride in the pickup truck, and I'll bring them back. You know what I mean? I do that kind of stuff.
You do so many good things, eh? You're like a pro.
Well, that's why they call me Ricky Seven. I won 7 races in a row, flying against 85 different competitors. So I mean, I'm not bragging.
One,
This is
yeah,
one of the. This
I know. You're gonna still go on about this 7. I know.
I know.
Robert Daughtry says he loves to loft fly them and then take them 30 miles. Good. I like it. Rob Vander Veen. How about old birds? We educate them, then no return.
You educate them. My question is, when do you educate them? When you start the
Hold,
season.
hold on. Old birds. Okay? That's a whole year after young birds. You teach them everything as young birds, as young as you possibly can. You teach them everything from eating in the basket, spending a night out, uh, training single toss, cranking them out to, let's say, uh, 2 to 4 hours out on the wing on their own, working. You train them everything. The harder you train them as a young bird, when you rest them for the off season, they build, and you come back as a yearling old bird, you shouldn't have problems. But again,
Well,
if you don't put the work into them as young birds, what do you expect?
yeah, they learn as young birds, but when you park them for the winter and you start them up as old birds, you gotta it's like a what should I say?
Get back on the bike.
Yeah, you gotta redo it. You just can't say, oh well, you guys flew as young birds all the way to 200
And
miles. Now you're ready for yearlings. Oh shit! I just put them in a basket. I let them loft fly. I better put them in a basket and start jumping them around. You got to kind of do the re thing.
there's nothing wrong with putting the old birds in the basket. Getting them out so they're loft flying for an hour. Get them back in the basket. Let them sit for 6 hours and take them 5-10 miles. Take them on their toss.
Yeah, let them get into it.
Back on the bike. Back on the bike.
That's right. Yeah, it's like they've been sitting around all winter, and you got to kind of right.
You redo it.
I don't know how you say it.
You get them.
Reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? A little bit.
Well, I don't think it's reinventing. You're just getting them back to riding the bike. This is what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
But people, but there are people they don't want to put the work in. They don't want to put the time in, and then they take the pigeons and I call it, they do something way out of the ordinary, and they get shocked because the pigeons don't do what they want them to do.
Yeah.
So re-educating is needed. Of course. Listen. Of course, re-educating is necessary. Hey, think about it. Before every soccer game, the players go onto the field and they pass the ball a little bit, eh?
Mhm.
Pass the ball a little bit. Hockey players do it. Basketball players do it. People that go to a concert, they tune up their instruments. They warm up a little bit. Blah 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 blah. Everything. Think about what you're doing. Think about what they have to do. They've been parked for the whole winter. Now you're gonna what? Just take them and drop them on the bike and ride. You got to warm them up to it. And guys, taking your old birds and saying, "Hey, I basket you on Friday. You can sit in the basket Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I let you back into the loft just to get them educated on eating, drinking, being away from the loft, education. If you want them to succeed, you have to keep installing positive education. I think. I think that's what I would do. I don't think you just dump them in.
No.
And again, everyone's different.
No, I don't separate my hens and cocks at all.
Yeah.
My young birds, my first round or second round. I don't raise a third round. I don't. I absolutely don't, because I can only handle so many birds. You know what I mean? And I keep them together, and I really think that for the youngsters, I really think that puppy love is such a nice time in their life. You know, that's what I
Yeah,
think.
Angelo, re-ask your question. I don't understand this. Is that true? The Harley, you to the better already? I don't know. Rewrite it, Angelo. I don't know what you're asking me.
Reread it, maybe you can read it
I
again.
read it a couple times.
What do you say? The Harley what?
Trailer training starts with young birds, says Sean Nelson. Yeah.
Trailer training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Training in general, you everything that you teach the pigeon, you teach him at the beginning. If you're willing to put the time in at the beginning, whatever you install, they learn it, they remember it. But that doesn't mean when you go into old birds, you don't, hey, you don't have to start right at the beginning, but you educate them in the same way. Very quickly, they pick it right back up. I should be comfortable eating and drinking out of a basket before they are shipped on a race. They should be. And if you think about it, you know, this is another thing. We talked last week about these shipping baskets. If the combines here, they got that up north combine can and the EOC can,
Mm-hmm.
they could be putting on, the one trailer could hold 3,000 pigeons. They're only putting 1,500 on, and the guys are squeaking. The trailer's too full. If those trailers were in Europe, they'd be right to the max. Bump.
I don't know
What?
why they would buy a trailer that could hold 5,000 pigeons.
3,000.
That up north combine, I think it can hold 5,000. But anyways,
I think so
and then
too.
you only load it with 1,500 birds at the most. It's like somebody didn't do the math. I
Well,
guess they were expecting to grow as a unit, and you know the way they treat people, cut people off, and all that. We don't, you know, it's like people are going hell with it. I don't want to go on this trailer. Hell with it. I do a lot like myself. You know, I get my birds out, and the races are in another 2 weeks, and I got my old benzene clock, and my birds will work on the clock. You understand what I'm saying?
oh, we know.
Yeah.
I
So,
can feel it already in you.
and that's the way I work. I don't need no trailer. I don't need these guys, these other people. I do it my
You,
own way.
but what I don't understand,
I'm the new generation.
you're something.
Yeah.
You are something.
I'm always evolving.
Yeah, you got an evolved nation in you.
100%. And next week, well, no, before next week, I'm going to start up all my first rounders. They've all been single tossed at
Jesus.
30, 40 miles.
Man, you're
They'll
good.
be next week because I'm looking for.
Man, I'd like to fly against you this year.
Yeah, well, and
If I could, I would,
they'll
eh?
be single toss starting tomorrow.
Boy, you must be
From 80 miles, 100 miles. They're going to be singles.
Wow, you're really reading my book.
Well,
I got it at Chapters Indigo if you want to buy it.
Well,
It'll be all right. We'll get there. But watch out, eh? Just watch out. Good evening, all. Good evening. Yeah. Basket training, definitely. You definitely got to teach them to do it. And I'll tell you, it's not basket training for a half a day. If you can do basket training Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday, get them back in the loft, you will totally install eating and drinking of all of them. And any pigeon in the basket that looks like you can't figure it out is very simple. You notice, you watch them when you feed them, you watch them all come up, they all push for it, okay? You watch, you see one that's not doing it, notice him, you notice him tomorrow, you notice him the next day. You just reach your hand in the basket, take him out, plant him in the garden.
don't
In
leave
between the begonias and the tulips. Plant him.
Don't leave them in there too long because I'm telling you, if you like to eat pigeon, they lose a little bit of weight.
Ricky is drinking Duvel.
Duvel, yeah. Duvel. This was established in 12,040. This company.
Here, hold on. Pass me the. Here, that's what he's drinking. If you guys can get this in the States, try it. You'll absolutely love it. 9.5%.
And you should drink it out of a glass.
Yep.
In a bowl glass like this one, it's perfect.
Put a lot of head on it. They need head.
When you go to Belgium, that's the capital of the world beer. People, you will never see a Belgium drinking beer out of the bottle. You will never see that. That's the people aren't educated that way. You know what I mean?
Rob says, and I think Rob's got a good point here. Or Rob's asking this question. So one would think that all this education should stop the current losses, which we are seeing. Well, I'll say something, Rob. A lot of guys or people have pigeons. And those people who have pigeons, they create in their own little house, they create drama in their own house by themselves. Today, I'm going to let the young birds out. It's foggy. They don't go out. Okay. That's one thing. Next day, it's raining. Nope. Ooh, the next day, it's perfect and it's sunny. They go out. The day after that, it's hurricane winds. Nope, they don't go out. The day after that, they go to a wedding. The day after that, blah, blah, blah. All these things go on. Then when it comes to training, oh, I can't train today because of this. Oh, I can't train today because of that. Most of the guys that have all these big, heavy losses, most of them, 95% of them, they didn't do the work right from the very beginning. And they don't turn these stones over. And what ends up happening is the day that they take them out, their birds hit his birds, which hit his birds, which hit his birds, and which hit his birds. And all 4 or 5 of those guys, they get the best thing that happens to them. None of those guys turned over the right stones either, because a bunch of pigeon men are a bunch of sleepers. But they hit the magic group of a guy from a different area. Birds are going the opposite direction that know what they're doing. And they pick up all those pigeons, take them and drag them 50, 60, 80 miles the wrong way. And guess what? Bye-bye to all your birds. And that's just because people don't do the work. People say they do the work, but do you do the work?
Well, I went up to a fellow's place one time to pick up some feed. That was Robert Rohde, who was selling that Versalaga feed. And I mention his name because it's true, the story. And he's supposed to meet me there at the place at 3:30 or whatever it was there. And, I was there and he didn't show up. And I had my old cockbirds with me, old birds, right?
And he had young birds out on the roof.
He had young birds out on the landing board. And I'm going, shit, okay. I was sitting there for 15, 20 minutes. I said, you know what the hell? I'm gonna let my cockbirds out. I let them out, and the birds just friggin' straight. They didn't circle or anything. And actually, they would have circled, big deal. But this Robert Rhodey guy, he comes out. I'm not kidding you. And Mike Van Campen was there. He's another pigeon guy up here in this area. He was standing there waiting for Robert as well. And Mike Van Campen had a brand new pair of blue jeans on. It was unbelievable. Nice dress. Robert Rhodey comes out and he goes, "What in the hell gives you the right to let those pigeons out on my property? And you are one stupid ass, and you are this, and you are that, and you are this." I looked at Mike Van Campen, his mouth dropped, and at the same time, he pissed his pants. His jeans were soaked in piss. He was so shocked. Like, I never heard of anything so ridiculous in my life, you know? And when we had the Pioneer.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. When you're uneducated,
Yeah.
you'll make silly statements. And unfortunately, that's an uneducated thing he said.
Yeah.
And maybe now it's been 10 years or 8 years past it. Maybe he's educated up a bit.
Grown a little bit.
Bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just got shocked. The same thing when we had.
I had to love it when Crozier. Remember Crozier? We had the one loft birds here.
Yeah, I know.
That was fun. Crozier, you guys, you should have seen it. We had the one loft birds flying a couple of years ago. We had
a couple hundred flying.
A couple hundred flying, and Crozier pulled up, and he was training his old birds, and he was letting his old birds out in groups of 5, in with our birds, and they would get in, they hook in together, going.
Oh, and he had the right attitude.
Yeah, he was.
Those stupid things can't get out of your group. I don't want.
Oh, and we said the same thing. If you get any of ours at your place, just put them in the flower pot.
It sounds so stupid, but I've taken pigeons and let out 12 pigeons. In it where there was a town area, and I've seen it. There's 200 flugs, gulligers, wild pigeons, whatever you call it. 200 of them, and I let my pigeons out. They all got in with the plugs, and it's just like, woo, woo. And I'm wondering, oh my God, what's going to happen? All of a sudden, I don't know how these pigeons are. By 12, pull out and go.
All right, we got a question.
But to make that statement, we've had this statement too. You guys can imagine. We had one guy, "Oh, are you flying this year?" "Oh yeah." I don't know if you're. Our trailer's releasing in North Bay, and I don't know if you're going to be permitted to let your birds out, your trailer out, in our airspace. The guy said, "In our airspace." In your airspace? Your airspace? You know what you can do? Stick your head right up your ass.
Hold on. So, 7 lofts. You guys aren't doing a 1 loft race this year. We put on the 1 loft race. We'll put in the price, put in everything. Nobody watch our show or knows us wanted to participate.
Well,
so we did not do the 1 loft race. We just didn't get anybody that wanted to participate.
Oh, by the way, listen, I want to say hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba.
And don't listen.
Oh, that's okay.
Right.
I just want to say hi.
Wait, hold on. She will not remember that she called you Bubba. Do you want to know why? When you're doing crystal meth, okay, or crack,
Yeah.
right, and you got those bugaboo eyes. You see those?
Boogie. Yeah.
Okay, listen.
That's what happened.
Listen, eh? She's on the love boat right now. Anyways, or they're eating sandwiches. It's okay. All I can say is they're always watching.
Go ask Alice. I'm sure she'll know.
Some flyers just don't have the ability. No, it's not people have the ability. People don't want to put the work into it. And guys, if you want to be a real good pigeon racer, I will tell you this. You can do it. It's going to have to be a part-time job, like a real part-time job. Like you have to think like your regular job, and then you come home from work and you're going to put about between 35 and 45 hours in a week into
That's
your
right.
pigeons.
Yeah.
Now, at the same point, you have to take care of your wife and your kids and do all that other shit. You have to figure that out. And what ends up happening is we know what happens. The family life breaks down because you spread yourself too thin.
You end up losing your wife. Next thing you find a girlfriend, you marry her, you and lose that wife, and you lose the other one. And I've been so fortunate. I've been with my wife 54 years, and she's taken a whole lot of my bullshit, which is you know what I mean. And I know a guy that used to leave jobs. His name was Volker Vale, and he get a job. Say, hey, I got the job over there. He said, the guy told me there's no overtime. You're not working overtime. And that's what he wanted. Volker wanted that. He spent time with his pigeons, right? And I talked to him a few months later. I said, hey, how's that job going? This was probably 20 years ago, 30 years ago. He said, oh, I quit the job. I says, well, what happened? He said, the guy asked me one time to work Saturday overtime. He said, I worked it. And then he said, a few weeks later, he asked me to work another Saturday overtime. He said, I told him, I quit. The guy looked at me, he said, no, no, no. You told me no overtime. Now you asked me twice overtime? He quit. He was a real pigeon man.
And Robert Daughtry says he's lucky because his girlfriend loves and helps with the birds. And if you're so lucky that you find one of those, right? Well, then you're very lucky. Most don't find that. And the other thing, and I say this to Robert, I will say flying with partners, I can fly with him, it's simple. There's no problem. But flying with somebody different is almost an impossible task because it just sometimes it doesn't work. So, if your girlfriend knew nothing about pigeons, which she probably didn't, you bring her into your world, it becomes a little bit easier. But I will say, as Xavier Verstrada said, he found it got better when his Brenda started helping. She started to tell him things that she's seen.
Brenda.
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 Brenda. And if you are able to listen and make sure it's not bullshit, it's constructive.
I like having a partner, Ryan. I like having a partner like you because sometimes we discuss things like, what do you think today with this weather? Well, how do you think this is going to be? How far should we take them today? Okay, it's a 15 mile an hour headwind, and we discuss. Oh, I wanted to take them to 50 miles. Said, hey, with that headwind, let's take them to 20 miles because a headwind makes them, so we discuss that. And it's nice. I think it's nice to have that second opinion.
And I'll tell you something I learned in headwinds. I learned this is a very good thing.
How did you learn that? Riding a bicycle?
By doing it. You can train, let's say your pigeons, you train them 70 times. They're coming great. You got them into small groups, all kinds of groups, and you're going to take them out training today, and it is 15 to 25 mile an hour headwinds. I mean, the trees are leaning.
Yeah.
You want to take them out. Go ahead and take them out.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
But my recommendation is small groups, 3 or 4 birds tops, and you'll say, well, why is it? Because if you let that group of 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100 out, they all go together in that same line. They got to go over the wires and over the trees and over the fences and over the trees and the wires over and over. And in a 25, 30, 40 mile toss, they're going to cross how many roads, how many wires, how many fields, and how many trees.
Uh-huh.
If you have them in real small groups, you won't lose.
They miss.
You will not lose a pigeon. If you
The
train them,
chance is less.
yeah, because the mob is not so thick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Robert Daughtry said he did train her. Good for Robert. Here you go, Robert. Robert, well, hey, now you got your girlfriend trained. You got to come on our Pigeon Boss tour. I got 2 more spots available. We got 2 guys from Australia coming. I'd like to see 2 Americans come. Anyways, let's see if that happens. Cheap, cheap, cheap. But anyways, uh, yeah, training in headwinds, small groups. Even Robert says that's right. Small groups. That's my thought. What were we talking about before I
Where you
interrupted
got
you?
carried away. Oh, you interrupted me.
Well, did I interrupt you or did you interrupt me?
All right,
I don't know.
I don't know. We were
I would love
talking
to.
about
Well,
Volker Vale. He would leave a wedding to go feed his pigeons. That guy was a real pigeon man. Bill Sheridan was another guy, passed away. Volker passed away. I mean, sorry to see these 2 fellas gone, but Bill Sheridan was a fireman, and uh, he did that for years. So he had enough holidays banked up, and he would make his holidays so he could be with his pigeons. And Bill told me straight, I put in about 38 hours a week training my birds, doing my stuff with my birds, right?
mhm.
And he was a top notch flyer. Volker was a top notch flyer. He worked hard with those birds, you know.
You know, sometimes that's what I think.
And a lot of
Bob,
guys
make sure you go in the freezer, eh?
in the freezer.
Uh,
A lot of times, got people would buy birds from Volker, and the birds did great, and he'd end up selling birds. And people couldn't get them to win for them, but Volker he could win. And the reason was big time. He bought great pigeons, but he worked them properly. He worked them properly, and that's why he was successful in what he did.
well, what do we always say? You can buy the pigeons, you can buy the loft, you can buy the feed, but you can't buy the man.
Well, like Robert said, he's got his girlfriend working with him.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch it, Robert. You don't want to spend too much time with the girlfriend when you're locking time with your birds. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Leave the girlfriend alone a little bit and just play with the pigeons.
Hey, mommy, can you want to add me some ice into this? I need something to mix. But no, the training, the education,
Remember,
and even we say this to people exactly what you said. Buying the pigeons. Buying the pigeons. You know, you can have it in your head to buy these pigeons. But if you still just want to go watch baseball on TV and go out here and go out there and not play and work those birds, they will do absolutely squat for you. Here, Josh says, first time listener. I'm new to the hobby. I'm in Utah. All my birds are late hatches. Just having some fun with training them for old birds for the next season. All right, Josh, if you want my opinion, you're new to this. Congratulations. You're into the wonderful world of pigeon racing where you'll find 99% of all the pigeon men you meet are not going to be the best. You're going to train your pigeons. So train them out and train them out and train them out and into all different size groups. Train them out. Make sure if you want them to fly old birds well, you have to get them out to about 300 miles by yourself. That's about 6 hours on the wing. If you don't do this, they're going to be pretty asleep. The one thing I will say is they won't be used to going up in a group of birds. So you need to make sure when you train them, you have them in small groups. The smaller the group, the smarter they become. The more times you train them, the better they become. And the further you take them, 200 miles, 250 miles, hey, even to 300 miles, great. But a minimum of about 200, 250 miles.
Nice to get them at 250 miles with a nice headwind. Beautiful. 15, 20 mile an hour headwind at 250, 300 miles, and they get them out there. Make sure you know how to feed the birds. You know, like what's his name there down in Waterloo there? Ozzie Vanderbeeken. Like he said, I'm putting this bird up for auction. I had the brother, but sorry, couldn't make it. Because when I was feeding him, I stepped on his head. That's to tell you how your pigeons gotta be sharp when you're feeding. You gotta be sharp. You gotta look at, you gotta be sharp. Is that not an indication of keeping your pigeons sharp when feeding? But you gotta have the right amount of feed, the right amount in there.
Well, you know, people say, well, the birds are starving, that's why you stepped on them. There's a way to do it to make them act starved but fill up. And that's the they're or act real hungry but not be real hungry. And you have to learn how to do it. And it's a lot of the time it's just
No, yeah, you got that.
taking your time
You
feeding.
walk in with the feed pail, and you got a couple pigeons sitting right in the pail when you're walking in. That's the way I like to see them. I like to see them on the floor with their wings half up, and just right there, here, looking at me. Come on, let's eat. We're going to eat now. We're going to eat now. Yeah, I don't know if you phrased it right, Ryan. It's like the pigeons look starved, but they're not starved. Or they look like they're starved. They mean starved, like deprived of feed. But no, it's like, hey, I'm about 30 pounds overweight. When I don't need to eat. But when my wife calls me in for supper, I'm in there eating. I'm in there eating. Well, I don't really need to eat, but I'm trained to come on in and eat. And that's the way your pigeon has to be. Has to be looking and thinking, he's my cook. When he tells me,
You know,
eat, he's gonna eat. But then
guys. I'll tell you
you got
this.
to measure that amount of feed. You just can't.
But if you feed them,
Uh,
if you feed them by the fistful,
mhm.
okay, we're just going to use that, and you feed them every day, and you feed them slowly, you will learn exactly how to do it. And when you see one, two, three birds go for a drink of water, it's over and done. And I'll tell you, you walk in to go feed your birds. You walk in with your feed pail. First of all, none of them come to the feed pail. None of them are even looking at you.
No.
Wait.
Walk out.
You put the feeder down. Let's say you use a feeder.
You should never let it
Nope.
get that way.
You put the feeder down and nobody even comes down. You know what you're going to do? Pick up your feed pail. You're going to turn around. You're going to walk out.
Yeah, but that's
What?
you should never let your pigeons get to that situation.
But I'm talking about new people.
Oh, new people. Okay.
Are people trying to learn how to feed?
Yeah.
You know, when you see the Belgians feeding the pigeons in the nest boxes, I seen it at Eric Lindbergh's house. I watched them feed. I think it was around 80 cocks in nest boxes. It was literally one, two, three, one, quick. Bubble, bubble, bubble. He went right through the loft, eh? They were all eating. This is them out. They can eat it. That's it. If a cock switches, he switches boxes, whatever. They have to learn to throw the other one out. But he was on that system where you could see he was had him dialed right in, boy. There was no cockbirds going from box to box.
Well, it's like Carl Lambrecht's or Sorel Lambrix. I don't know if this container here is there. I think this is pretty darn close to the size. That container feeds 20 birds breakfast and 20 birds supper or late afternoon. That container feeds 20 birds in the morning and 20 birds at night. And those pigeons are winning against 50,000 pigeons.
Well, JD, if you want to put your little remedy up, go ahead for young bird sickness. You know what I say with young bird sickness? I don't know if I've ever found a real remedy.
Well,
And I always
excuse me, I was up early this morning basketing. Yes.
what's your I mean I think
My this year I just knocked one off tonight. He's sitting on the board there. He's looking like, God, man. I just walked up there. Sorry, I knocked him off. I think the best remedy is that. That's it. I don't play around with that shit.
uh,
You want to get young bird sickness?
I think I don't know.
The more the least I worry about it,
The least I get it.
the least I get it.
I don't know. Light feed them. And you know what? I agree. And I will say this: the champs, the real winners that you will all have. JD, you
Yeah.
got the remedy, eh? Wait, congratulations, you got the remedy. But I'll tell you this one. One thing I guarantee you: your birds. There's a group in that group of your birds that you fixed, and then there's a group of those birds that never got it or had it for half a day and then just went like honk and come right out of it. The ones that come out of it naturally without that and this and that and those ones, they're steel. The ones that you have to fix, you know what I think they are? It's Mother Nature just saying, get rid of that shit. So I don't know. You can light feed them. You can give them dandelion juice. You can give them good gut bacteria. I don't know. I think young bird sickness.
I remember
They
that.
go to the bin.
Remember that year we had the young bird sickness, and we had, I don't know how many young birds we had, and God, we knocked them off. We knocked them down to, what was it? That was the year God, man, we did so good in the combine.
No, hold
Remember
on.
that?
Now JD Teal says when you're sick, like when you get the flu, do you want to eat anything?
No, I just like to, if they're
So
light
think about this. JD Teal says take the feed away for 36 hours. No feed,
Yeah.
no water. Put 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar per gallon of water. After 36 hours, when the crop is totally empty of feed, 100% barley,
Yeah.
covered in apple cider vinegar for 2 days. Now, I'm going to say this, JD, I think that's a real good remedy, and it probably works. If you are a loft on wooden floors, dry litter, something like that, not on wire or grates, if you starve them for 2 or 3 days, they will sour cropped up. They will eat their own shit.
Yeah.
They will. They will.
Yeah. The if the loft is even clean loft, they'll even pick in the corner. They'll pick here and pick there. I don't know what to say. Uh, I just, I know. Again, I'm going to mention Bill Sheridan's name. He came to visit me about 40 years ago or so, probably 41 years ago, and he came to visit me. He's a fireman, and it was Sunday morning. He says we're sound asleep. He got off his fireman's shift. It was like 7:30 in the morning. You hear a ring at the doorbell. Who in the hell would be here at 7:30? Well, it was Bill Sheridan. He said, "Oh, I'm just coming home from work. I just thought I'd stop in and say hi to you." Well, he had a good out, so I was in my pajamas, right? Those were the days when people were living simple lives. We still wore pajamas. So, anyways, I said, okay, yeah, Bill said, let's go out to the birds. So I went and put my pants on and that. And Nancy was in the kitchen here with him, and I went and put my pants on, and he goes, and he was right. I believe he's right. he said, you make sure that Richard knows every time he goes in the loft, he should look for a reason to kill.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, and JD says this came from a top guy in Ireland. That's great. I know, I know. But I will say to people, when you take the feed away for 36 hours, you're purging the system. You're taking the system and you're relaxing the guts. You're giving the guts nothing
A break.
to shit out.
Yeah.
Which JD is 100% right. Let the system relax. Because the more you put in, the more it throws up. Until you ask yourself, if you keep throwing up, you wear out, tire out, you get worse and worse, more dehydrated.
You know what it's like when you throw up.
But if you don't have them on a graded floor or on wire, and they're in a loft, let's say with dry litter, okay, they will go and pick, and they'll sauerkraut up, or they'll eat their own shit. They'll drink the water with
They
with
get
the sour
sauerkraut.
with the vinegar in it.
Yeah.
Then the crop gets all bloated, and you're gonna pump out green liquid.
Well, then you got to watch if you're. You're getting that sauerkraut out. You got to watch what you do, because if you if you turn them up and you push a little bit too much, you can kill them.
Do you know what I always found the
The
best
best
way?
thing is to hang them up like this
And let her go.
and just let them.
And if you're gonna do anything, you take their tail and their feet, and you let them go down the crop onto your hand. So it's just slowly.
What I mean, I just like to knock them off. But another way you can do it is get a sock, cut a hole in the end of the sock so the head's out, and then take the sock and hang it up on a line. So he's hanging down,
And watch it come out.
all that gunk will just come out of him.
Yeah. And when the sock holds him his chest, it always will push, and this is what helps it come out. But
the other thing too is what I'll do is if I get a bird like that, I almost sound like I'm contradicting myself, but you give him a little, once he puked all his shit out, just get a little pinch of
coarse salt,
a little pinch of salt,
no water,
and like
24 hours.
I think it was Robert said that.
No, JD.
24 hours, no water, nothing. If you can put him in, he's sick, put him in a little section with a wire bottom on it, so all the puke and the shit goes through, and leave him there. And actually I say too, is leave him in a dark spot. So he's not, thinking about, oh, I got to get out of here. Leave him in a dark spot where he can relax. Hopefully it'll get better. But
at the end of the day, let's ask ourselves this question. And JD, I want you to really ask yourself the question, and ask the guy in Ireland this question. The ones that you fix, they never close like a freight train.
No. Yes, you're right.
And you feel better because you fixed them. Right?
I remember that year. I don't know what year it was.
We had the roller coaster.
09 or something, or was it 10, was it year 09?
No,
09?
it was 2007.
2007. We had about what, 45 youngsters?
No, we had about 65 or 75 youngsters.
Okay.
We had them in that new loft. And we had all the Aussie Vanderbeek pigeons. We had 35 Van Reets.
Yeah.
And we had 35
Well, that's where I was thinking, yes.
Aussies. And all the Aussie birds literally
faded.
They withered to dust.
We killed those pigeons down to what? 15 or 20 birds?
No. We killed them down to about, in total, I think it was about 28 pigeons from 75. And we had it for about 5 weeks. Oh,
they were so sick, man. They were like, wow. The only thing is we just killed them.
And we ended up having a young bird season that was unbelievable. There's only one thing we did to cure them. We all of a sudden, after about, I would say, the third or fourth week, the first week they had a couple. The second week there was a few more. On week 3, it was like, wow.
Oh, you're 100%.
And you know what we did?
We just knocked them off.
We just start filling up the flower bed.
Yeah, filled up the flower bed, and that was it. We had a great year though. The cucumbers and the cauliflowers that we had came up. They were beautiful.
We won the Englehart Open that year.
Yeah, I remember one year. I mean, we're going back remembering that Jim Groves, he got pigeon fancier's lung disease. He had to get rid of his birds, and so I said, "Hey Jim,